When I started to think about who I wanted to talk about after reading Joshua Meyerowitz' article on Media Friends, the first person I thought of was Talia Joy, 18. I think Talia's YouTube channel and her life give a really interesting take about how close people grow to figures and how they sometimes have to deal with their death. I want to start out this video by saying that Talia was always really happy and bubbly, so I don't want this video to be super sad. Talia Castellano was a girl who started a YouTube channel to do videos about makeup and nail art and vlogs in her free time when she was dealing with going through treatment for neuroblastoma and for leukemia, which she was diagnosed with at age 7. Like I said, most of her videos were her showing off her makeup and nail art skills, but some of them were about her dealing with her cancer, in which she called cancer vlogs. Here's a clip of a video where she's showing off some makeup skills.
Hi guys, so today I have a tutorial and it is inspired by fire and also inspired by my bathing suit, kind of like fiery. Yeah, cool.
And here's a clip of one of her cancer vlogs.
Hey guys, remember me? Yeah, Talia, beauty guru girl. Yeah. Well, today I'm going to be doing a cancer vlog, just vlog update type video. I've been in the hospital for the past 4 weeks. And it's been very, very dreadful,
I think what drew people to Talia in the first place was her happy and bubbly personality, but I think that people also felt like they developed a sort of protective role over her. In 2012, Talia appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show, in which she was announced as an honorary cover girl. Here's a clip from that interview.
In the show, we introduce you to Talia, the 13-year-old makeup artist who is battling 2 forms of cancer, and despite the doctor's outlook, Talia has inspired hundreds of thousands of people online, and her makeup tutorials on YouTube have been viewed over 14.5 million times. How do you stay so positive?
When people ask me that, I'm just, what do you want me to do? Be depressed? I mean, but a little fishy told me, just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
By going on Ellen, Talia was able to do something really interesting and something that's becoming more common with YouTube. She was able to start out on a newer media, YouTube, and transition into a more traditional media, and then she was able to go back and forth between the two. Joshua Gamson talked a bit about this phenomenon in his article, The Unwatched Life is Not Worth Watching, where he says that the internet drastically widens the pool of potential celebrities by lowering the entry barriers and by bypassing the tightly controlled publicity system and the tightly controlled middle people of Hollywood. Talia died in 2013 at the age of 13. At the time of her death, her YouTube channel had 750,000 subscribers and has since grown to more. The channel now includes videos of her mother and sister talking about different fundraising campaigns they're doing in Talia's name, and also they talk about dealing with the grief of losing a family member. Here's a clip of a video where they're talking about a fundraising campaign.
Hi, I'm Desiree Castellano, Talia's mom.
Hi, I'm Mattia, Talia's sister.
Every day, 46 children are diagnosed with childhood cancer, and 7 children die a day. Talia was 7 years old when she was diagnosed with neuroblastoma. She fought hard for 6.5 years, but she passed away at the age of 13.
Talia's one wish was to find a cure for cancer, and that's what Talia's Legacy Children's Cancer Foundation is going to do.
And here's a clip of a video where Talia's sister talks about losing her and the impact that Talia left on the world.
She wants her name out there forever. She wants to have her legacy out there. She wants her own makeup line, and I'm going to make that happen for her. And she's going to have her own clothing line, and her name's going to continue on forever.
In her videos, Talia always really seemed like she was talking directly to you as a viewer. Whether she was sitting in her hospital bed or she was in her house, she always asked questions and engaged with the viewer as if they were her friend and they were there with her. I wanted to talk about Talia because I think she not only really embodied the media friend concept that Meyerowitz talked about, but I also think that she gave a really interesting comparison to the things he spoke about. He explains in his article, From Distant Heroes to Intimate Friends, that a media friend creates the sense of intimate knowledge and empathic connection, We feel a direct one-to-one tie to a media friend that exists apart from and almost in spite of how widely known the person is. Furthermore, as with real-life friends, we feel bound to the person, not simply because of what he or she can do, but based on a more personal set of feelings about who the person is, and how his or her presence makes us feel. Talia may not have had as many fans as, say, John Lennon, but she did have a big following. Especially following her appearance on Ellen, there were a lot of people watching her videos and rooting for this little girl as she went through her cancer journey. Her cancer vlogs created a really personal connection, and she spoke to her viewers as if they were her personal acquaintances who deserved to know how her treatment was going. I definitely think that some people originally watched Talia to see her show off her makeup skills, but especially towards the end of her life, I think a lot of people watched her because they wanted to see her cancer journey. I think that's what made Talia such a good friend. She was able to talk really personally with you about intimate details about her life, and I think that it even sort of overshadowed the makeup aspects of her channel. Meyerowitz talks a little bit about how we get connected to media friends as people rather than because of their professions or their skills. In his article, he says that we become emotionally tied to our media friends as people, apart from our reactions to their artistic skill or professional activities. Or perhaps it is more accurate to say that it often becomes difficult to separate the personal and the professional dimensions of the relationships, especially when media friends push their art to service the media relationships themselves. Unfortunately, Talia died too soon, and all her media friends had to deal with the grief following that. Dealing with grief is never easy, but it becomes more complicated when you're dealing with the grief of losing someone that you've never personally met and that you've developed a sort of pseudo-personal relationship with. Meyerowitz wrote that it's particularly hard to deal with the death of a media friend because it's not eased by traditional rituals or clear ways to comfort the bereaved. Many of Talia's viewers truly loved and cared about her, but they weren't able to grieve in traditional ways like going to funerals or speaking with her loved ones because they didn't personally know her. But communities are built around tragedies like this. Because Talia had already built such a community with her YouTube videos, other media friends of hers were not hard to find. They were in the comments of her videos, the replies on her Twitter, and the comments on her Facebook page. Meyerowitz wrote that the sudden death of a media friend often leads to real friends, new, old, and half forgotten, to telephone or email each other to mourn their shared media friend. Strangers embrace and cry. Crowds stand in silent witness or chant the dead hero's words or songs. The pain is paradoxical. It feels personal, yet it's strengthened by the extent to which it is shared with the crowd. Many things were done in remembrance to Talia that have really given her media friends an outlet. A children's cancer foundation was created in her memory called Talia's Legacy. Many traditional news outlets did stories on her, and many people created videos on YouTube about her, like this one.
Baby, when they look up at the sky, we'll be shooting stars just passing by. You'll be coming home with me tonight. We'll be burning up like neon lights.
I think it's really easy to write these sort of relationships off as ridiculous and false. Meyerowitz himself said in that last quote the term real friends, and I think that that's sort of wrong. Though the relationship that people had with Talia wasn't traditional, they felt real pain when she died. That pain continues to be real, and I think that if you feel genuine grief when someone dies, then you had a sort of relationship with them. I think that it's just a sort of complicated relationship because this sort of relationship is evolving as technology evolves. I'll let Talia say goodbye in this one.
So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!